Hello, Nightbeat Nation. This is Nightbeat Radio. Glad to have you with us, and we're doing a simulcast right now between, Remotes Are Me, and we're doing it also with Nightbeat Radio. Glad to have you with us this evening, and a lot going on in the world today, and you might be hurting pretty bad. People are starting to get cabin fever. And I just was kind of processing through all of the elements of what we did 10 years ago with Nightbeat Radio. Had a good response then, and that was before I went to Oklahoma. And then thought about what is going on with Remotes Are Me. And we're going to be connecting up and reaching out to the area coaches. We're going to talk to them. Do you miss the games? I miss the games. I think you miss your teams. I think you miss the girls' softball team of Lemon Bay. I believe you miss the girls' softball team of Venice. And you miss the boys' baseball team of Venice and the spring games that occurred. We only aired a couple of the volleyball games this spring, and those we had back in the fall, and yet those were good times. And want to thank Coach Brian Wheatley. Want to thank all the coaches that I've worked with. Coach Brian Wheatley, and then Coach John Flynn, Coach Mike Montgomery, Jeremy Martin, Sean Huber, Mike Young, Ryan Power, and then the sticks, as I call them, the people in the sticks. We had Coach Kim Pinkham, and then we had Steve Constantino, and then we had Craig Faulkner. And fantastic people, all of them. I respect them all. And I enjoy talking with them, and I enjoy working with them, as I do the athletic directors, Pete Dombrowski of Venice and Ryan LaValle of Lemon Bay, for what they were able to give out to us and let us accomplish in the games, because that's not an easy task for them. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick time out. We're going to be right back, and you're part of the Nightbeat Nation, and this is Nightbeat Radio. All right, welcome back. This is Nightbeat Radio, and we just took a little time out because during the, we're going to start in earnest on Monday the 30th. I thought it was the 29th, but Monday is the 30th, and that's one of our rejoiners that we have. And just to let you know about the dual streaming. Reaching out now, we're going to reach out to the coaches and decision makers. It's important. The staying in the 15 days, that's so important. And it is a struggle for each and every one of us. Now, going forward, what are we going to do on Nightbeat Radio? What are we going to do? I've got some people that I've talked to in the past, and they're all around the country. Some up in the Northeast dealing with hiring and potential as far as counseling and things of that nature, working with top companies across the country. I've got some friends, whether they are in the Midwest or the upper Midwest, that we'll be talking to, as well as the area coaches. And was communicating even earlier today with Dave of the softball team. I believe that team was going on to state. There was something unique and special about that girls softball team at Venice. And that is a team that we were positioned to watch to go all the way up to the state tournament. And you could just kind of see it. Coach Kim Pinkham with Lemon Bay girls softball, they had a little bit of a couple tough starts there, but it doesn't take long for Coach Pinkham to figure it out. And then they started doing some huge wins, like 17-0 as well. So these are some really, really good teams. And even one of the assistant coaches of Venice said to me, he said, other than Lakewood Ranch, they were the highest, meaning the Venice girls softball team, the highest ranked team in the area by max preps. And that is true. That is true. One thing we all have to be doing is praying for our country, praying for our leaders, praying for our families, praying for the healing in our land. And we have to do what we need to do right now. Is this season done? Probably is. what will happen in August. That is going to be the key. What will happen in August? Will the teams be able to start back up again? If they kind of truncate that first part of the season, then how do you have half of a football season? I mean, how do you make a 10-game season into 5? I know that Coach Wheatley with his volleyball team, he's got 25 games. He's going to have to truncate that to 10, to 12. It just doesn't quite work out because you learn from everybody you play to get better. We're going to be simulcasting our streaming at the beginning here on Remotes Are Me and Nightbeat Radio. The streaming channel on YouTube for that is Nightbeat Nation. So go to Nightbeat Nation on YouTube or Remotes Are Me on YouTube. Many of you are already subscribing to that. And if you're on Remotes Are Me and if this is not your cup of tea, well, I'm sorry. I want to connect up with you because every week we at least had a couple of games, sometimes 3 games or more. And you were always coming back to the well looking for another game. And that was a connecting point for all of us. And I do want to thank McKenzie Construction for coming on at basketball season and Montgomery Carpet Plus Color Tile for coming on in baseball season. And they will be coming on and we'll extend them out into next year just because we've lost some games this year. And we're going to get these coaches on. We're going to talk to them and kind of like behind the scenes what they're doing and let them talk with you. We might have to go out in the middle of the day and maybe connect up a video or we'll connect up with them by phone. But thank you so much for being a part of the Nightbeat Nation, and you are the Nightbeat Nation. Go to nightbeatradio.com and you can see the blog that I put there. It's called Dual Streaming. There's one there for that. And there's also one that was written about the background of Remotes Are Me, how it all started. And it goes back to 2018 when I first started with volleyball, and then that season got truncated. And it was it wasn't of our doing. It was kind of like beyond our control. Thank you so much for being a part of the Nightbeat Nation. This is Nightbeat Radio. We'll catch you again next time.